Greeting, Local 2627 sisters and brothers. Today is Monday, November 25th. Hope everybody had a great weekend, and I hope everybody has a great week coming up with the Thanksgiving. I hope you give thanks for whatever you have. Anyway, let me do a couple of updates. The first thing, let me talk about this computer aid exam. A member questioned me, and the member said he was representing other members who had the same question. How am I going to possibly be able to appeal the, the exam, the computer aid exam, when we haven't even seen it yet? Well, if this member was involved, the member would know that we appealed after we actually see the exam and after we have complaints that the exam is not up to snuff. We will look at the exam and we'll have members tell us, well, this exam was offering things that has nothing to do with their title, or it is offering things that are totally unreasonable. And we will do this based on the task and standards or the title descriptions for this title. So after the exam actually comes out, then we will be able to make the determination whether we're going to appeal this, we're going to take them to court about, decast to court about this. So that's the way that works. So again, remember, we will appeal it if we find out, if we feel that this exam wasn't given to in good faith, let's put it that way. The exam, now there was a letter sent out from the DC 37 Education Department where we're trying to judge who wants to take up preparatory course. Now, of course, the preparatory course we're going to do based on prior exams. Now, a lot of people don't realize that until recently, and I'll say over the last decade or so, most exams were multiple choice or question and answer, something like that. Now, in recent years, they've used what they call these E&E, Education and Experience exams. So what we're doing is, based on the information that we had to pass with these exams, we sent out a letter. You should be getting it if you were a computer aide, a computer... what's the other title? A school computer service tech specialist or computer service tech. If you're provisional in this title, you should have gotten a letter. You should be receiving a letter from DC 37 Education Department from a person named Fred Lewis, who will actually take care of issuing the preparatory class. So if you get that letter and you're interested, please do whatever the letter says to do, and we'll move forward from that point. Another thing I want to talk to people about is residency. As you know, the residency requirements were lifted so that you can live in any of the 5 boroughs or any of the contiguous counties of New York City. Now, that being said, we have a couple of most of our titles in 2627 are hard to recruit titles, which means there is no residency restriction. Now, there are a couple like computer aid, computer programmer analyst, and right now the telecom. Now the telecom is different because some agencies have went to OLR and requested that these that the telecom titles be hard to recruit. You'd have to find that out from your agency if the telecom title is a hard to recruit title and the residency requirement was raised, or you can even call us if necessary to find out if you're getting ready to move into that title and you don't already know. But if this is not on our webpage already, a generic list of the hard to recruit titles, we will definitely make sure in the next day or two that we have this out there. Another thing I want to talk to you is about the EEO. Do not use your agency EEO. If you have to go to EEO, go to the outside, go to the state or go to the feds, because the EEO officers at your agency work for your agency. And what we found out is that most of the time, the EEO people at your agency do not find in your favor. They always find in favor of the agency, of course, because they work for that agency. And most of the time, the majority of the time, they are what you call at-will employees, meaning that they're up to management whether they work there or not. So of course, they're going to generally find in the favor of the agency. So keep in mind, also keep in mind, you cannot file a grievance and file the EEO at the same time, because the EEO is going to take precedence over the residency. I'm sorry, over the grievance. Now, another thing that you should know about that is that when we go to if somebody from the union can go to the EEO hearing with you if there's one, but we cannot participate in the EEO investigation. We can just sit there to make sure that everything goes all right. Another thing that I want to talk to quickly is you have sick leave. Now, I've been to a lot of things where people have 5 or 10 years without being sick. I mean, there's a problem with that. My problem with that is that there are a lot of people out there that could use your time. Now, what I've done several times now, I've donated through the dedicated sick leave program, some of my sick leave to people who I know need it. I mean, they've run out of it, they've had kind of a serious illness, and they need additional sick days. And this may be a good point for you to do also, because remember, the only way you can take your sick leave with you is if you retire. If you get fired or you quit, the sick leave goes back to the city. And remember also, you can only take a maximum of 840 hours of your sick leave with you when you leave, regardless. So, and if I think I may be a little bit off on the date, but I believe in 2004, if you came in after 2004, you could only take a third of your sick leave with you up to a maximum of 840 hours. Anything before that was 50% of your sick leave to up 840 hours. So to brag to somebody that you have 2,000 or 2,500 hours of sick leave is kind of ludicrous, because you can't take that time with you. All you're doing is giving that time right back to the city. Okay? Anyway, let's keep that in mind. Sick leave is a gift, and believe me, the city would like to take it back away from you. They definitely would like to take it away from you. And as a matter of fact, a couple of contracts ago, that's the reason why it was reduced to 1/3 going with you, because the city looked into people's sick leave banks and they realized people weren't using their sick leave, so they used it as a bargaining point. So please keep that in mind. And again, everybody have a wonderful holiday. Until I talk to you again next week, in solidarity, this is Robert Aide.